This is Speakers of Highland. That's right, you're watching Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 25. I'm Lukeil Bravestone, and I am joined by Orange Caramel. And we were having this stream right now because something came up. I know we're supposed to be on hiatus right now because of Christmas, but a recent forum post by Naoki Yoshida is the primary reason why we're having this stream. But also need to touch upon a video that was made, two videos that were made called The Fall and Rise of Final Fantasy XIV, a Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 video series. If you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and watch it. It's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/speakersxiv. I was a bit surprised by the reception of that video. We went from a very low sub number to a pretty substantial sub number, yeah. And a lot of views, and even an article on Kotaku, which still blows my mind. But yeah, one thing that I realized when making that is that I should be more careful, because I am criticizing something that a lot of people spent a lot of time in, even though it was it wasn't good. Let's all be honest here. And research is very hard for this game, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why don't you just do, like, Google should be, yeah, well, Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 and Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, they have the same name, and usually when we, like, there isn't much info out there about the vanilla 1.0 version, because they patched it so fast. So it was like 1.0 lasted for maybe a month before they really started changing the game, and then Yoshida came in and shit just went completely different. But when I gather information, I read forum posts, I read like stuff from 2010, even things from like 2008, 2009. But when people talk about 1.0, like players that I've read stuff about, that have written about 1.0, they often, okay, I even do this. I do this all the time. When some people talk about 1.0, they usually mean the entire lifespan of 1.0, including 1.23b, which is the last patch. 1.0 and 1.23b are two very different games. And so I made the mistake in the previous video. And I admit this was a big mistake. I said that the leave system was pretty much the same as in A Realm Reborn, but that wasn't patched in until 1.17a, I believe. That was after Yoshida took over. Actually, the leave system in 1.0 was a lot worse. I mean, I said that you had like 99 leave allowances and 4 leave allowances per 12 hours, I think. In 1.0, you had 8. And you could only do 8 per day or 2 days. I haven't really found... I still have to do some more research on that, because in my mind, can't even remember it. I've suppressed that memory entirely. It's completely gone. So that's one of the things that's the main problem while making this series. But I will fix that. I will not make that mistake again. I also made the fucking... Okay, I have to talk about this mistake too. I made 2 mistakes in that video, but this one isn't that big. I had already written out the script. I realized that the script was way too long. The video would last for like an hour. So I had to condense the script. And while I did that, I went to the forum part. I was going to make that very short and just barely touch upon it. And some way around that, I don't know how I did it, but I made it so that instead of saying that they didn't have forums, I said they didn't have forums during the beta test. They had forums during the alpha and beta test, but they didn't have it on release because they fucked up during the alpha and beta phase. So that's that. I made that mistake. I knew it was wrong, and then I didn't fucking see it before I had uploaded it. So those were the two mistakes I've made. Okay, so that's that. Episode 3 will be out late January because of Christmas. I will not be able to make another one by then. And episode 2 was not supposed to be published as early as it was. Yeah. So that's why I got it early. I did a fucking big mistake when I scheduled it. Whew. That's that out of the way. Also, thank you and hello to all our new subscribers. Glad you liked the videos. Okay, let's talk about the actual subject of this stream. Jump potions.
Oh yes.
Yoshida or Naoki... Oh, Jesus, Yoshi-P has been talking Yoshi-P has been talking about this before. It's already there in the Korean and Chinese version of the game. But this time it seems like we might be getting them now. And he wrote a massive forum post, which has now been translated. And he is very, like, on the fence. He's still not sure. He's terrified, I think, of what would happen if he implements this and it gets, like, a negative reception. Because it could... I'm not going to jump to conclusions yet, but it could potentially tear up the community a little bit. So his main reason behind implementing the potions in the Korean and Chinese version was to make it easier for the new players to catch up with the rest of the community, which is why jump potions exist in the first place. And he also said that it's been 3 years since they launched Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, and with Stormblood, it's gonna be quite a climb to catch up to endgame players. There's no denying that. There's a lot of main story that you have to go through. There's a lot of grinding, especially in the very early levels. Yeah, so he uses this example here. If I was to attempt to convince my friend to play Stormblood, the obvious response would be, even if I wanted to, I would not. It would be impossible to catch up if I was to start now. Yeah, that's a major problem, and it has been a problem for a long. It was even a problem when A Realm Reborn was out.
Was this considered in Final Fantasy XI?
What?
Was this kind of potion considered in Final Fantasy XI?
I stopped
because I think it's the same problem with new people, and
I don't think they have jump. I'm gonna jump out here and say that they don't have jump potions in Final Fantasy XI. But I jumped off after Abyssia, so I don't know where if they have that now. But I would not. I don't think they would implement that in 11. 11 is very, very different, and they have always been pretty hardcore in how they deal with things.
So it wouldn't fit in the game.
No, and I don't. Although this is jumping the gun again, but I don't think a jump potion works yet. But we'll get to that. Okay, so that was the main function, getting people to catch up so you can actually play with your friends if they haven't played Stormblood before. And he's talking about, people might be put off by buying Final Fantasy XIV if they see that they have to level 70 levels or 60 levels to get to the actual expansion. A lot of people were put off by Heavensward. I even saw reviewers talking about that they could barely get to Heavensward to do the review. And I mean, it's an MMO. First of all, to me, that would be a great thing. Because imagine all the content you're getting. You're getting 3 games, and you'd want to jump over 2 of them. Okay. There are 2 types. 2 types of jumping potions. As you can tell, I'm not very positive about this. So they have 2 jump potions. So one of them skips the story, and one of them insta-levels you to... does it say 60 or does it say 50? Well,
it says 50 now, but they plan to add a new one once Stormblood is released to level 60.
Yeah. So there's like a leveling one and a story one. See, I would be fine with the level jump one. No, actually, I would be fine with
The second one, the job one.
Yeah,
right?
I think I would. Yeah, the job one.
Yeah, we both talked about this before, about what kind of potion would they add,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we both agreed that the second one would be the best.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because
yeah,
because Final Fantasy 14 is like 60% main story,
yeah.
and you're buying a Final Fantasy game. You should know what you're buying, and
I didn't when I bought it.
a lot of people don't, which is fair. But then they should learn. Like, I feel like they're giving the wrong signals when they tell you that, yeah, you can just skip the story, you can just buy this potion. And people that skip the story, they skip the story regardless. They just mash that button. I don't see why you would give them an incentive to skip all the story, seeing as the story is, like, yeah, as I said, almost 60%.
As one, as one of them, I'd say that I thought it would be another MMO which the story is irrelevant, even if you got a lot of cutscenes at the start. But yeah, all the other MMOs I played, they didn't focus on the story, and even if they did, it was really bad. So I thought the same about this one, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I had to play all over again. I had to create a new chapter because you can always watch it in the inn, but it's not the same.
No.
And it was totally worth. I would recommend it.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, that if they implement this, there's going to be like a massive amount of players that never get to experience that story. And this is also making me a little bit sad, because Yoshi-P himself has said that the early levels of the game are boring. Like the level.
They are.
Yeah, they are. And it's kind of sad to see that they, instead of fixing that, they just want you to skip it. And I don't know. I'm a bit torn about this, because this is not purely talking about the main story thing here. We'll get to the
a quick break. It's I don't say it's bad, but it's slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
It's very slow. You progress. I remember when I started playing in 2.0 that I was doing quests in Gridania for 30 minutes before I started fighting enemies.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of time, and maybe a lot of some people don't want to read at the start of the game. They just want to play something.
Yeah. Exactly.
I changed that a little bit so it wouldn't be that boring.
Yeah. There were talks of increasing the EXP gain to at least speed up the quests so you can progress faster, but it's because there are those annoying level gaps where there's no main story.
Yeah.
And you have to grind.
Fates or...
Yeah. Or, God forbid, leaves. But... yeah, if they increase the EXP and make sure that the main story actually just progresses continuously, that would at least make it a little... And maybe cut away some of those initial quests, like the... from 1 to 15, you get a lot of really bad and stupid quests that are really annoying before you get to the Sastasha part. And they, instead of doing all this that we're saying, which should be pretty... I'm saying pretty easy, but it's probably not as easy as I'm laying it out to be, but just increase EXP and then just make it better. But instead they just want to skip it, and that's a bit sad. So that's how I feel about the main story. What the main story potion.
The first part of the mini story.
Yeah, skipping the main story is just, to me, completely... I don't see why.
But if they have thought about this, it's because people demand it.
Yeah.
So I guess...
But do you want, like, it's always a bad idea to give people what they want all the time, because people don't know what they want.
Yeah.
When it comes to like stuff like this, because if you do that, you will have the game sort of made for you. Someone has done the game for you up to that point. And I'll just read what's going to happen if you use the potion. First of all, the requirements is that you have an active service account and a character, and you cannot do this if you're on a trial account, which makes sense. When using the potion, the following will occur. The quest before the fall will be set as cleared. So you will first of all never get to see the epic conclusion of A Realm Reborn. And you will be able to undertake the main scenario quest coming to Ishgard. So they just skip that entire thing. The Heavensward intro sequence, or the CGI cutscene, will not make any sense to you anymore.
They should make, for this kind of people, like a quick video.
Yeah, like a summary video.
Explaining what happened.
Yeah. You will automatically join the Grand Company of your starting city-state, starting at the lowest rank. You will automatically be given a personal chocobo, a generic name will be given, and all Aetherytes for A Realm Reborn will be unlocked, so you don't even have to explore the maps. All dungeons, all the dungeons implemented up to patch 2.55 will be set as cleared. The unending journey, which can be used at inns and such, will be entirely unlocked for everything that was completed, and unlock quests for the minimum required features will be set as cleared. So that's a pretty big, a lot of stuff that's being unlocked there.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the. Yeah. This is the main story jump one. So not only does it clear all the main story for you, it gives you every single Aetheryte in this, like every so you will have players that don't even know where stuff is. Can you imagine? Like, people are gonna fucking ask about everything. The shouts are gonna be real.
His chat is going to be really crowded.
Boy, yes.
Would it still be a novice if you use that potion?
They have to. I can't see why. They have to.
And you didn't say the potion we're getting of this kind once we get Stormblood, because did you read the season thing, or you still haven't reached?
The season.
Yeah, they said that this kind of these potions were like seasons. Season one was A Realm Reborn. Season 2 was. Do you remember?
Really? I can't remember that at all. So they're gonna have like seasonal jump potions?
Oh yeah. Look.
Why would you buy?
To compare this to a television series, season 1 is A Realm Reborn, season 2 is Heavensward, and the newest expansion, Stormblood, will be season 3. With this potion, you'll be watching the memories of season 1 and 2 from the inn. I mean, I guess you still haven't read that part.
Oh, yeah, I did read that. Yeah, it's he's sort of defending, like, but it doesn't make any sense what he's saying, because he says that if I'm going to watch a television, like he's comparing this to a television.
Like what I did with Doctor Who.
Exactly. But we didn't watch a memoir of, like, if you want to watch a television series, you want to watch all the seasons. You don't want to jump to the last season and just watch.
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
You wouldn't get the references and.
And it wouldn't have the backstory. You wouldn't have connections to the characters. Nothing would make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally you will, like he says this, naturally you will have to actually watch the latest season. No, that's not how I watch television shows, I'm afraid, Yoshi-P. If you watch the latest season of a series you've never seen before, you will not understand shit. And I think he knows that. I don't know why he made that, like, that comparison. It's really weird. So the shortcut will only allow you to skip through the end of the previous season. So it's a weird. I don't know. It's a weird comparison. That's all I can say. Yeah. Also. Yeah.
No, but do I? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My opinion on this potion is that I would not add this one, but I'm okay with it because I wouldn't use it, but I know that there is a kind of people, which is a minority, that would use this one because they just want to skip all the low-level content and they just want to jump to the hardcore content. There are usually players that have a lot of experience in MMOs. So yeah, I'm not complaining about this anyway. So
But as you just said, it's the minority. Should we really
yeah,
cater to the minority? Like, should
yeah.
we like? Oh, there are
As like I said,
100
I
players.
would not, I wouldn't add this one, but
Mm. No, this
I,
one I'm
I'm not against this. I mean, I'm not against it anyway.
okay. Well, on my hand, I find this particular jump potion to be like this is the one that I would not recommend at all, and I don't support it at all. I don't see the reason for it. I mean, you can. Okay, we're gonna get to the other potion, but the um jumping your job up to 50 or 60 is fine as long as you still have to do the mains. I feel like when you're playing an MMO where you don't understand anything, like you just I could not play a game where I don't understand anything of what's happening around me, because like that's how I play though. Why is this building here? What does this do? Why the fuck are like like why do they wear red coats in Limsa? Like why is it called Limsa? Well, you don't really find that in.
But for instance, that these people are not interested
I
in
know.
that.
I know,
And
but then I feel like this is a game where that is actually a part of
yeah,
the
yeah.
game.
But
And
I remember, for instance, a streamer that is a professional MMO player, and he used to clears the WoW content, then the how is it called, the Star Wars MMO, the Old
Old
Republic.
Republic, yeah.
Yeah, he's switching between those MMOs and many other ones, and he said that he's also interested in Final Fantasy XIV hardcore content, but he hasn't started playing it.
Right.
So he might be the kind of player who will use this potion
Right. Yeah.
because he's very experienced. He has cleared all the hardcore content in the other MMOs, and I think he will be really good at this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I see who would
But
use it.
still, it's a really small minority.
Yeah, it is.
Just
And I
how
mean, yeah, it's when you say it like that, I kind of see the point, but it's it's a sad day when they implement this potion because
they will. They will. If they have translated this to English, it's because they are adding this one.
yeah. Anyway, let's get to the um okay. The job jump potion, which I'm more in favor of, but still not a fan of. The requirements, of course, the same as the other one. You need to have an active service account, and the account must be paying the monthly subscription fee. Trial account's not eligible. Okay, so when you use the potion, the following will occur. Paladin's base class Gladiator will become level 50. The secondary class required for Paladin, Conjurer, will become level 15. So you get two classes, like you get one up to 50 and one up to 15. A sword of a certain item level will be distributed. Item level 120 for the Korean version. Paladin's job stone will be distributed. The job quest for Paladin will be set as cleared up to the level 50 quest. Actions will also be given. An item that is worth roughly 300,000 gil that cannot be traded will be distributed as funds for equipment. Multiple silver chocobo feathers will be distributed, which can be exchanged for equipment. Okay. This is the one that everyone sort of expected to get. This is a pretty standard jump potion. It's nothing surprising, really, but with every MMO that has a jump potion, the obvious problem occurs. You will get endgame players that have never played their class, which are suddenly now max level and haven't played before, and they can just more or less. Well, they're saying here 120 gear for the Korean. This is for the current jump potion in the Korean version. They won't get far with a 120 weapon. They won't get into the hardcore content, obviously. But this might make roulettes a living nightmare for a lot of people. Because you'll get paired up with like new players that have just used a jump potion and don't know how to play their class, and this is their first run with that class. or job, I suppose. This one is, I mean, I don't, is it?
Yeah.
Hold on, people. Hold on. I'm just gonna check something real quick. No, it's not empty. It's actually fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the thing. It's I like how we just got silent because this is the standard jump potion, and you jump to 60, you get your stuff, go out and play. I've never liked jump potions because it's basically buying a game and then wanting to have the game being played for you, much like the main story potion. Now, they are pretty clever, though, having split them into two. So you sort of, if you're on a budget, you have to choose, do I want to do the main story or do I want to level? And most people will probably buy both. But as far as I've understood, it's going to be quite expensive. So this is clearly something Square Enix is doing to earn more money.
Of course.
Yeah. But
it's not for the players. They just want money.
Yeah. But this also rings some alarm bells because this could be like, I'm not gonna panic, but this is something that MMOs often do either when they're struggling or if like they need more players fast.
Or they are just greedy.
But yeah, that's what I was about to say. This is Square Enix,
Oh.
so this is probably just a sign of them being greedy. As usual, they tend to do that. But what will this do to the community? That's what I'm wondering about.
I remember when this was added to WoW. It's the same potion, the same one.
Yeah.
People started complaining very much about this, but once it was added, people got quiet and stopped complaining. So I think it will happen the same here. It's something we didn't want, maybe, but it won't affect us. We will realize this is not something we have to deal with it. We'll just ignore this potion. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big. It's not gonna. We'll have to wait and see when they implement it to see what's gonna happen. But I hope at least that they make the Hall of Novice mandatory when they use the potion, so they actually get to learn their class. That they spawn into the Hall of Novice or something like that. That they can't do duties until they've cleared the Hall of Novice.
Yeah, but the Hall of Novice, it's just a low-level tutorial.
They'd have to make one for the higher levels. I guess. Yeah.
There isn't the same thing in WoW. You just spawn in a instance battle where you learn the skills and the basics of your class, and then you start battling against enemies, and then you are teleported to the main city. So I think it has to be the same here.
Yeah, I have no idea if they have this already in the Korean or Chinese version. It doesn't say, I think.
No.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah. They are both implemented because they say that I'd like to take a moment to explain in detail how the two potions work for the Chinese and Korean versions of the game.
All right.
Out there.
Let's see. I can't even find that. Let's see here. Professionalism. Oh yeah, there we go. This is what I read, so it must be. Nothing else will happen other than the above. So with this potion, you can boost your job level and just enjoy the main scenario. You can think of this as starting a new game as a stronger character. Since there is the level sync feature for each of the dungeons and trials, you'll be able to learn your job while you progress through the story as well. So that is their Hall of Novice. Okay, so that sort of makes sense. Like they force you to do the main story, but you can buy both. So what happens then? It does not say. So yeah, for this Korean version, there's also a story skip potion and job junction potion set, and this is an option sold only for new players and returners as a starter pack. So he even says that you can buy a bundle of both potions. But
How much would that be?
Oh my god, I can't even. Let's guess. Like
But we'll guess the ones for Aryan Reborn.
Let's guess for the upcoming one, the one they're going to release with. I guess they were going to release it with Stormblood, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd guess somewhere around 40 to 50 euros for one.
Which one?
I think they're going to be.
You think they will have different prices?
No. Knowing Square Enix, they'll probably just give them the same fucking price.
Oh, really?
They don't fucking care.
I think the minor scenario skip potion will cost 30 euros.
Okay.
Well, and the job potion will cost 50.
Right. Okay. We'll see, though. We'll see. They're usually very.
We'll go back to this video and see who's right and wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a summary. Create a character, ensure your service scan is live, purchase the job potion if you're choosing, make that level 50. Add the rights for playing the Heavensward expansion, purchase and use the Realm Reborn adventuring records. The total cost is about, it actually says here what it costs on the Korean version. 5,000 yen.
But
How
yen
much is that
is the Japanese currency.
Yep. That's about 50. That's $50, I think. So that is actually pretty accurate. The total cost,
it's $42.
And then it's 42. Oh, it's fallen in okay. And then there's 2,500 yen. So that's around $20, I guess, for the main scenario. But that is the Korean version, though. They will, of course, make it more expensive for us, as they usually do.
It's a classic.
Yeah. But I think you might be right, though. Seeing as they actually have different prices here, there might be 30, 50.
I didn't see this before, though.
No,
I just guessed it.
They actually made them different prices. They actually worked for that price for once. Okay. Yeah. So, presumed negative effects. That's what Yoshi-P even added to his forum post. Gap between player skills between existing players and new players. Like I just talked about, the people that actually leveled the hard way versus the ones that just got to level 60 and then not knowing anything about their job.
But I want to say something here.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that happen right now with the Summoner and Scholar?
I guess, but in a different way, because Scholar and Summoner, they play pretty similar up until level 30. So at least they have the basics done. And then at level 30...
The very basics.
Like at level 30 they sort of split, but it's still sort of basically the same class, except instead of doing most of the damage, you do healing. But yeah, it's... But
imagine a main Summoner player going as a Scholar right after hitting level 60. They
still has to do the job quests to get the healer skills. So, and then that's right. So you still have to do a few quests there. So you learned a little bit. Here we're talking about someone who may not even have played Final Fantasy, doesn't even know how the battle system works. And they're just like, I'm gonna fucking buy those 2 potions. I'm gonna be the best in the game. And here you are. And your hotbar is a mess, and you just started queuing for a dungeon. And there you go. That's what these potions will do eventually. Some people will do this. Some people will just buy the game, buy the jump potions, jump straight into a dungeon, fuck everyone over, stop playing. There are players like that, and I feel like 14 is coming. We're gonna get that in the beginning. So, if we look at the number of players who fall within the below criteria, and calculating the percentage from data obtained after the start of jumping potion sales, have just started playing, have activated their account, have purchased one of the job jumping potions. At most, we see only about 27 to 29% of Korean/Chinese players making the potion purchase. I'm a bit surprised by that number. I would actually assume that it was higher for Chinese and Korean players. It's still quite a significant amount if you put that number into our player base or into the North American and European player base. When purchasing the potions, a great number of the players made a purchase once they were familiar with the game after leveling to level 30 through the free trial or with an active account. With this said, we're seeing data that shows that there are not many instances of completely new players purchasing them. I'm not saying it's non-existent, but it's much lower than the worst case scenario that is being assumed.
Oh my god, I just realized, is this something the bots will buy?
Exactly. I was about to talk, when we were done here, I was going to talk about the bots. I sort of saved that one, but yeah, that's a big problem that's going to happen. Because bots can buy this, and then we're fucked.
Because we see a lot of bots in our server. I guess it's in every server,
Yeah.
but we see a lot of bots leveling and teleporting, so they will skip that part and avoid being banned.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is a huge deal for them.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And yeah, that gives the bots the opportunity to just start straight on the endgame, get endgame gear, and start selling characters with full endgame gear.
Wow.
And then you really got the ball rolling, because now you have endgame raiders that have never played the game before.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. However, once we begin the service for Stormblood, we can assume many players will jump to Heavensward, and these players will now join at level 60, leading to a short period of time where there may be large skill gaps between existing and new players. There were about 20 to 21% of those who purchased the story jump potions along with the above conditions. From those who have purchased the job jumping potions, it looks like there's a good amount of players who want to experience the main scenario themselves, which makes sense. This is a Final Fantasy game. You do actually want to watch the main story. Additionally, from those who have purchased these potions, we can see that over 50% of the players have been playing longer than 3 months. Therefore, these potions are either helping motivate players or being purchased by players with high motivation. Also, there's I'm just going to take the last part here. Feeling of buying experience with money. For those who have never used these types of jumping potions, you may have this type of feeling towards this matter. Also, some may misunderstand this as pay to win. Oh, he's mentioning pay to win. However, these measures were put in place to have these players get on current standard. Therefore, it is there. It isn't there to hurt everyone's play experience or time spent until now, and it is in place to further expand the community. With that said, we understand this feeling may not go away from some players, so please make sure to leave your feedback. So he said pay to win, and it's important to talk about that because what is pay to win?
Yeah, it's like people have a different meaning of this word.
Yeah.
My own meaning of this pay to win word is that you can buy with real money stuff or items that you cannot get in the game, and provide you benefits in the battle system, that kind of stuff that allows you to be better, not better, but with better gear than the one who does not buy it.
Yeah,
that is my definition of pay to win.
Basically giving you being able to buy an item that gives you an advantage that is impossible to get.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And many people think that pay to win is like earning something you can get in the game too, but faster.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. I think it's just time to win. I mean, you only save time with these potions.
Yeah, but I feel like in an MMO, leveling is part of the game, though. I feel like you're supposed to level. The feeling of leveling is really good.
And many people enjoy leveling more than doing endgame content.
Exactly, like someone I know. But it's
I don't know that one.
no, but we talked about this earlier, and I think you suggested like it would have been better if you could only get a jump potion if you've already got a character up to level 50 or 60, so that you can get a what's it called? So you could level other classes faster.
Oh yeah, the bonus.
Yeah. It is. I feel like it is slightly. It's not pay to win. I mean, it's not actually pay to win. What am I saying? But it is like a variety of. It's like it is in the realm of pay to win. It's close, but it's not actually. It's hard to.
Yeah.
It's close, but it's
I
not
get your
there.
point. But knowing as this is going to be most likely implemented into the UNA game, I mean the servers,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's possible that they will add like an item you can use for days of subscription with money? Do you think it's possible now?
To get
We
what?
talked about this before, like buying with the thing WoW has buying with money in the game an item to use for days of your subscription.
Right. Like buying almost like time cards on the market board in a way.
Yeah. Do you think
I
this
don't
can be
see
added in the
that
future?
happening. I can't see it, not yet, at least.
Obviously not yet, but
No, but not like in. I don't think 4.0. I don't.
maybe
I
if
mean,
I put.
I don't see a reason why it shouldn't. But they're very, very no, because that I feel that one is a bit. I don't know. It feels a bit pay to win as well. But yeah, because
The
that is.
market will crash.
Yeah, it will. First of all, it will
But
crash.
there are a lot of people who want just money.
Mm-hmm.
The crafters will be useful. I mean, useless
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they won't longer earn money. I don't know. I don't know how would that.
Our economy, like our games economy, is very fragile, and I don't think an item like that could be
Yeah.
possible. They would have to make massive changes to the market if they were to implement that. Actually, I'm basically more or less again. I like how the cash shop in Final Fantasy XIV works, because nothing you buy from the cash shop can be sold to other players, and it should be that way because you're
Yeah.
buying an item for real money. That's for you to keep, not to destroy the market.
But you can always find people who want the item. Make like a deal outside the game.
Yeah,
Or-
that is fine. I can't see anything wrong with it. That's like you're making a conscious decision to buy someone with for real money. It's like there's no way Square Enix can regulate that in any way. What you
Yeah.
do outside of the game, you do you. But as long as it's not ruining the game, like because selling stuff like that on the market board would pretty much destroy the market board. It would not the board, but the market. It's interesting though that he mentioned pay to win in this, because clearly that's on his mind. He is a bit afraid that it might lead to pay. Like once you've crossed a line, it's very easy to cross it again. And I feel like once he crosses this line, Square Enix might be a bit more experimental, and I hope I'm wrong.
I
about
see
that.
these potions as a bait.
Yeah, yeah, it is. They're testing the waters, like how is this gonna work?
I didn't know a lot of people who will buy this potion. The job potion.
Yeah, I know too. I know about that too. But there is clearly a market, and they're gonna earn a lot of money on it.
The high amount of people who buy Fantasia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fantasia is like
Crazy.
the biggest money cow in this game, because there are some people that change race like every day.
Yeah.
So that one, but I don't like it's just the greed that's getting to me. Like you're earning so much money just off the fucking Fantasias, and we know you do because we can tell. And they just had to do this as well. I'm not gonna panic. I'm gonna let them implement it. I'm not gonna say anything, but then we'll see. Then we'll see, Square Enix, if you've fucked up again.
I also want to say that I read someone complaining that Final Fantasy XIV only had 3 years within release from release. He was complaining that it was too early to add a potion like this.
Yeah.
It was okay in WoW because they added it after 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that leveling in WoW is so much faster than leveling in Final Fantasy XIV. So technically, it's the same.
Yeah.
You spend this I'd say you spend even less time leveling in WoW. It's so much faster.
Yeah, because WoW doesn't have the same, like, the way lore is distributed in WoW is very different from Final Fantasy.
Yeah. You level up by quest as well, but you can go to wherever you want.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways of leveling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's different, but it's also faster.
Yeah, that's true. I'm on the fence, just like Yoshi-P. I'm not entirely sure if I like it or not, but I don't like the main story jump potion. I find it like ridiculous, but the level 50 jump potion is fine. Just get through the fucking main story, you fucking slobs. You bought a Final Fantasy game. Fucking enjoy the story and then move on. Like, if you've bought the jump potion, you don't even have to worry about leveling to get to the next part of the main story. You just do the main story. And you have, like, hours with main story. Like...
I will feel bad because I've spent a lot of work and time, money on making a story, and then making a potion to just skip it.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Yeah, it's like spitting in their face.
If you were the main story questline producer or director, how would you feel about that? This?
I'd be very sad. I mean, a lot of work went into the main story.
They will allow people to pay to avoid what you've made.
Yeah,
what you've made.
So sad. But I know there's gonna be people commenting about this. That, I mean, not everyone loves the main story. Blah blah blah. So it's up to, like, I guess they want new players, and the new players, the new generation of gamers, they don't want this. They don't want main story. They just want to get out there and
just give me the big masters.
Yeah,
I want to fight
exactly.
something big.
Yeah, and then I'm going to show off to all my friends all the gear that I bought. So, I mean, this is just how it is now. So I guess Final Fantasy XIV is trying to adapt to the new market. And I guess I'm just old school and reluctant to accept the change, but bring it on. I guess we'll we'll survive this, I hope.
I also thought about a potion that will set all your jobs to 60 for like 300 euros, maybe.
Yeah.
$300.
If they do that.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, well, like, once they've added these potions,
you can actually do that with the job potions, but spending like a lot of money.
Yeah, of course. They don't actually. Did they say anything about, like, gathering and crafting classes?
Oh no, they didn't.
So,
at least I know of.
So they still have to do. So that's good, because I was about to get worried about the market crashing, because if they had that, they would crash the market. If they, like, suddenly got, like, level 60, and very well geared level 60 crafters. The bots, first of all, the bots will get them, and they will
the bots will start crafting.
Yeah, and it would be a fucking mess.
You would see them crafting in the main city.
Just Limside's just completely filled with people.
Crafting under the ground.
That fucking sound. Oh Jesus. Oh, that would be the new theme for Limsal and Minsa, just constantly. Yeah. Oh God. Please look forward to that. No, but that's probably why they haven't implemented that yet, or probably never going to implement a jump potion for crafting and gathering. So yeah, it sounds like we pretty much agree here. We're both, I mean, we both accept that they're here, but we don't necessarily. Oh, Jesus Christ, we don't necessarily like them. But they are a necessary evil for this
No,
game.
no. They won't break the game. They won't divide the players. No, it's they. Once Stormblood is released, we won't think about this. We will think about how good is the game and how Sir Charibert is going to happen. Oh no.
I think Sir Charibert is gone.
Oh
no. Yeah, I hope we don't have to worry about the gem potions.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's conclude the stream here with that. Thank you all for watching, everyone. This is it. We're now taking a break, so we will be back in the new year with Speakers of Heidelin Season 3, I guess. Until then, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's /SpeakersXIV, and the same on YouTube /SpeakersXIV. We have the ongoing video series about 1.0. And of course, Twitch. Make sure you follow us on Twitch as well, where we also go live with the podcast.
We will talk about the FanFest after the...
Oh, right. True. So there might be a special stream right after the FanFest, somewhere around the 27th-ish, maybe. So look out for that as well. Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. You know where to find us. I'm Liquid Raystone. I've been joined by Orange Caramel, and I'll see you then. Bye!
Bye!